Well, young Tim, did you stop crying yet?
Oh my gosh. It's Jack said it was his number one golf memory ever in his career.
Between the tears.
Yeah, we'll have more on that with Art coming up. Happened today, Wednesday Masters Week, and it is. We're going down to the holy grail of all golf tournaments. It is the first week in April, down to the Masters. We go to meet up with the Dusty one here shortly, but little reminiscing here.
Well, I have sitting to my left is the world-renowned Tim Bona, significant travel writer, experienced traveler.
Well, thank you, sir.
And I'm Randy Weckerly, executive producer, host, and just basically Tim's partner.
Yeah.
And we are on the Links Libations Masters Update 2018, Par 3. And online we have Art Stricklin reporting, feet in the ground at Augusta National. Art.
How are you guys doing? Happy Masters update to you.
Yeah, you betcha, Art. Now, let me get this straight. Back in 1929, Georgia native Bobby Jones at the ripe old age of 28, after conquering the American and amateur championship, British and amateur championships. He's got the Grand Slam in his pocket. He retires at age 28. And him and his business partner, Clifford Roberts, decide Garden City of the South, Augusta National, was calling him home. The majors had never been played in Dixie before, and lo and behold, the Masters tournament founded back in the early 1930s. Is that pretty much how it went down, Art?
It was. It was actually a train stop. Baseball writers who came to Florida for spring training, the train stop was here in Augusta, and they would stop and, stretch their legs and get a smoke or whatever.
Right.
And so that's how a lot of the northern writers found out about this place. And Clifford Roberts, was a financier and spent some time in New York. And so he was always looking to curry favor with these guys. And so It is pretty remarkable the way it all turned out.
Yeah, I mean, again, the USJ had never had its two biggest championships, the Amateur and the Open, in the American South. And there was a geographical imbalance. So they agreed to proceed, and Jones came out of retirement to play in the first few, and the rest is history. Oh, my goodness. Randy, did you watch it this afternoon, the whole one?
I through the year, as I told you, there are 2 hours during the year that I make sure I am in front of a TV, and today was those 2 hours. Because you got family, you got a beautiful...
Speaking of Par 3 contest.
Oh, yeah, the Par 3 contest coming from the Masters. It was, and every minute of it, when you have Tom Watson sinking everything... and winning, and then at the end, the frosting on the cake, you sit there and as a grandfather, I still can't talk about it, honestly. To sit and see what happened on that between Jack Nicklaus and having his grandson
15 years old.
Yeah, sitting. I think his name's JT. GT. Yeah.
Final swing, ninth hole. And they had talked about it 3 days ahead of time, Art, and Jack told his kid, grandson, would you like to take a swing? He said, sure, I'll try. He says, I think you're going to get a hole-in-one. Did you hear about it late in the afternoon, Art, down there?
I did hear about it. Yeah, it's great. And, just watching those guys play, Gary Player was part of that threesome. So talk about memories. In fact, I heard one patron say, I'm standing there, he said, all three of my golf heroes are together in one place. He said, I can die in peace now. And that's kind of the way you feel with it. Your golf heroes are 10 feet away from you, and you're going to watch them. You just got to say, I am a fortunate man to get to do that.
Well, Jack was crying. He couldn't speak during the interview after this experience, and Gary Player reminded everybody what a generational game we play. It was you got to watch the tape because I know you were off campus writing things. So
Justin Thomas also on one of the holes. He goes deep into the crowd. He has about a 6-inch putt. Yeah, pulls a young lad out and says, "Hey, you want to knock a putt in?" And I mean, the young folks down there. If you see that crowd, I'm sure you have, Art. There's a lot of young kids in that crowd. I mean, it's respectable, dressed well, and watching closely, and it's nice to see other than a bunch of old fogies just attending.
Well, and, Masters does a lot of things right. They really do. And one of the things they started this about 5 years ago. If you're a patron, you have a ticket, you can bring a 16-year-old kid for free. Wow. And so, if you're lucky enough to get a Masters badge for one day and you've got a kid that's under 16 or under the age of 16, you bring them for free. I mean, how smart is that?
Do they still do that?
What's that?
Are you saying they still do that, Art?
Yes, they still do that. They started that about 5 years ago.
All right, Art Stricklin, the Dusty One, Texas golf course writer and experienced writer down at the Masters. You do all the majors, Art. Speaking of growing the game, Fred Ridley, the chairman of Augusta National, a former Gator like me, had something else to say about promoting the game today, didn't he? A new tournament coming up next year for the ladies.
Another good move by Augusta National. Drive, chip, and putt was brilliant when they started that 4 years ago, and they're going to have a national women's amateur tournament. So the greatest female amateur golfers in the country are going to play, and it's going to be held this Saturday before the Masters starts. So just another smart move. You know, a lot of people give mouth service. Let's grow the game.
Right.
Let's get the game. It's good. Augusta does it. You know, drive, chip, and putt. Grow the game.
Absolutely.
Women's amateur tournament. Grow the game. Bring your kid for free if you've got a ticket.
Yeah.
Grow the game.
Yeah. Go ahead, Art.
It's a great. No, I just said it's easy to criticize them for, you know, if they do something wrong, but my goodness, look at all the right stuff they do. It's incredible.
Yeah, first 36 holes off-site in another great club down there. Final on Saturday on Augusta National, and it's the same week as the Annie and Inspirational, but he said he talked to Juan, the commissioner. He said, it's all good. We're looking at the big picture here, and the State of a Masters address went well today, didn't it?
Well, it was his first one to do, you know.
Yeah.
He just got named the chairman and very first one to do, so I thought it went great and did a great job, and you know, it's another good move by the Masters that makes a lot of moves.
Well, I know the issue of distance came up, and he quoted Bobby Jones. He said that second shot going into 13 should be a momentous decision. It is no longer a momentous decision with mid-irons and short irons being hit in there, and he's determined to sit down. I know he's not a governing body, but he's determined to sit down, and they're going to work out the distance issue over the next couple of years. You watch, don't you think?
I think so, and I've said for as long as I've been coming here that we need a Masters ball. They can pull it off. It's not, you know, no one's going to blanch at a Masters ball. You know, it's the right thing to do. And so, you know, I hope that gets done. I really do.
One of the things that I saw just late before we came on, Art, was they had Tiger Woods hitting some drives, and I know we want to talk about that. They showed that he was trying to hit tight little draws into what would work well on number one, and they showed about 10 or 12 of them on that SkyTrack, and you could have just put your duffel bag out there and collected, just hit the balls in it and walked home. He didn't have one out of 4 or 5 yards apart. How's he doing? I mean, he's intense, right?
Oh, my gosh. You know, I've been coming to the Masters. This is the 25th anniversary of my first tournament this year, and I've never seen Tiger play a practice round on Wednesday afternoon, never. But he did it today with Freddie Couples, and boy, he was sharp. You know, I know we're going to do predictions later on in the show, but I tell you what, you ignore Tiger at your own peril this week. He looked focused, he looked sharp, and you know, it's not too late to call your favorite neighborhood bookie and see what you can get on that.
I saw Gary Player included Tiger, so to speak, in the older group. He said, watch the old guys. And he mentioned Mickelson and Tiger in the same phrase.
Yeah.
I mean, 42, come on.
Well, let's get down. Okay, we're going to get down to those basics. I sent you an email, Art, and we're going to have a valued trophy here between us at the Links Libations Magazine. You have to pick. Our rules are a little bit different, but now let's get into yours right now. Give us your top three that you think you're going to be looking at on Sunday.
Yeah, I think that, you know, I mean, there's a lot of guys you could pick.
Come on, Art.
Okay, I think I'm going to go with, give me Phil Mickelson for number 3. I'm taking lefty. I think he's motivated. Let's do it. I'm going to take Roy McIlroy for number 2.
He's going to play more aggressively, he says, this year.
And then I really think a guy that is under the radar, has been playing well, plays well at Augusta, and is coming good. I like Justin Rose. Give me Justin Rose as my champion.
Yep. All right, Randy, you want me to go or you want to go?
Nah, go ahead.
Want me to go?
Yeah.
Number 3 is Rory. 2 is Phil. And number 1, Bryson DeChambeau.
Whoa!
Whoa!
I like that. Oh,
Yep. What do you got there, Uncle Randy?
Well, I've got to go with that kid, Rory.
Okay.
That he is just looking really good. I watched him warm up today.
So he's your number 3?
No, I'm going right with number 1.
Oh, you're going 1.
Yeah, Rory is number 1, Justin Rose 2, and Tiger 3.
All right. Yeah, I really think, there's no guarantees in this game, but if Tiger's not top 10 this week, I'll really be surprised.
All right. Well, you go out and get yourself some Southern barbecue, please, and we'll talk to you tomorrow, buddy.
Hey, look forward to it. We'll talk about round 1.
Yes,
hopefully
we will.
None of our pick shot 78 tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be good.
You will. That was
all right, see you later.
Thanks, Art.
Enjoy that Southern cooking.
That was the dusty one. Art Stricklin, Texas golf course expert, but he's in Garden City of the South, Augusta National for his 25th Masters.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
This was Jack's 60th Masters.
Oh my goodness.
Can you imagine?
Is this the 82nd or 83rd Masters?
This is the 82nd.
Okay.
Yep. And Jack has been there.
Right.
Think of this: a year of his life.
Yeah.
Has been and spending it down at Augusta National just
right.
during the
I'm
week.
going to go out with a quote from Herbert Ward Wynn in his journal, his first Masters visit in 1947. He said of Augusta National, it was the prettiest course he'd ever seen. Its Bermuda grass fairways were overseeded with that Italian ryegrass that gleamed a lovely shade of green in the sun. It was a treat to be there. The players were courteous and approachable. The spectators knew their golf, and they do down there. There will be no dilly-dilly this year.
No dilly-dilly.
You're taken out if you say dilly-dilly. The pimento cheese sandwiches and freshman stands were fresh and exotic. The clubhouse and elegant antebellum, that means southern, manner styles, wrapped in wisteria, that's a plant, overlooked the course and let you know you were in the deep south explicitly, as did the mockingbird song and the abundant flora.
Well, that paints the picture, young Tim. Once again, Masters this week.
I'm excited!
Best week in golf.
Yes.
We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for joining us on Links Libations Magazine Masters Update.